Welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over one of the events that's going on right now. It's just one mission, so it'll be one quick and done. But there is a lot of information in regards to this most recent update, as well as this event. So first we're actually going to take a look at the Naval Creed news on Facebook and go through the update as it explains there. Alright, so here we have the update. So there's a new sister ship for the American destroyer Somers. We'll get back to that in a moment. We have a British cruiser Oxford is available for research. So this is that tier 9 heavy cruiser with the 4 triple 8-inch guns. I've only had a couple of games with her so far, but she does look really powerful. You will need to focus on accuracy and gun rotation as far as I can tell so far. Her maneuverability, speed, AA defense, torpedoes, all things like that, they seem pretty okay to me as of right now. But those guns do turn quite slow if you don't focus for that. So the challenge. There's a challenge. It ends March 30th at 5 p.m. You can claim points, and you get points from completing the daily missions as well, and you can buy the points as point packs if you really want to. And the main reward is a new German battleship. This is a Yorck replacement. It's for gems. If you don't complete the event, as you can see here, it can be purchased by 2,160 gems after the event. We'll get to talking about her in a moment. And then we have some changes on Midway. Yeah, for the new Prism camo for Midway, she does have a CWIS or a close-in weapon system for anti-air defense. They have upgraded that animation so it actually looks like a CWIS, similar to how you could see it on the sister ship for Cheyenne. For Robin, they're adding an efficiency ground handling party and elite efficient ground handling party. So what this means is that it's pretty much how Taiho and Shinano are. They have a consumable that they can equip to add more aircraft. I haven't played a game with her yet with this new edition, so I'm not quite sure how that is. It might be worthy of another video, honestly. So I'll have to take a look at that and go over it then. As you can see here, reduces all squadrons preparation time by half of the current time. So actually it looks like it doesn't give you more aircraft, it just reduces the cooldown of the aircraft you already have. So that actually would be quite useful. So if you have, let's say, torpedo bombers that reload in 30 seconds and you equip this, it looks like it'll cut it down to 15 seconds. So you can get them out a lot quicker, which is actually very nice. Audacious, she changes some air group numbers, so she goes from 90 to 96. Victorious has some changes. Somers, her torpedoes go out to 13.5 kilometers now, which is very good. Timmerman, which is the rank point ship or destroyer for America, has longer range torpedoes. County has a nerf. She loses some of her fire right there. And then Shinomi or Omi does have a really hard rudder shift impact. She loses about 5.8 seconds. And then there is also another ship to go over. It's another Prism ship. It's a British large, well, I guess you could say heavy cruiser, but it's kind of a large cruiser too. I'll explain what I mean by that in a moment. Black Prince, and she now has camouflage. So, what does all this mean? Well, let's go over it. Okay, so first, let's take a look at the British heavy cruiser. That is Drake. So we've already taken a look at her before, but now she is available to play. She has those 12 8-inch guns as mentioned. She has the torpedoes here. She has pretty good AA. Even her secondaries were able to get a little bit of damage when I was playing with her. Smoke screen, good armor. I guess we could go over the consumables since it doesn't say when you just have the preview. So she gets a smoke screen. She does get a super heal if you'd like, and she also has a normal repair. We will do our own video on her when all of the British heavy cruisers are out, but for right now she is a very strong heavy cruiser at this tier. Next, let's take a look at Black Prince. Now, Black Prince is a 9.0 matchmaking cruiser. She is very similar to a Neptune, except for one glaring difference, and that is that she has 9-inch guns. She has 3 triple 9-inch guns, and she also has quintuple torpedo launchers on each side, 2 of them. She looks really strong, actually, and really good as well. These guns are very, very fast. They're the fastest out of all Tier 9 cruisers as of right now. This is not including the matchmaking 9.6 cruisers. This is just 9.0 and 8.5. And she looks really nice. The camo, they just added the camo for the update. That's really nice as well. And like I said, she is a prism ship, so she'll be able to use the free XP bonus as well. A very, very nice looking ship. I don't know if the 9-inch guns are going to be the only thing that's different about her, or if she's going to get some kind of special consumable. That is to be seen. She is very similar in look to a Neptune. So you can see a Neptune here, and then you can see black prints there. So you get a little bit of a longer nose, and you get some bigger guns. But besides that, you're still pretty much a Neptune, which is nice. I mean, Neptune's a really, really good ship. And so hopefully this ship will have similar results. Now, obviously, since she does have larger caliber guns, which are 234s millimeter, she's going to have a slower reload, but it should be fine. It shouldn't have a problem at all. And then lastly, we have the ship that we are actually grinding this event for. And that is the newest German battleship. I've renamed her Anastasiorc because that's actually what she is. That's her design. I'm not quite sure why it calls it Yorck replacement. If you actually look up Ersatz online, that's exactly what the ship is. Where do I start with this one? I don't like the ship. I will tell you why, but there's nothing worth this ship to spend so many gems or even to grind the event. The only reason why I'm grinding the event is because there's rank points available, and I'm using those to eventually purchase the Coral Sea rank ship. So yeah, I could care less about the ship, honestly. The only reason I'm getting it is because it's, well, collector's ability. But in terms of actual performance, if the ship is released the way she is right now, it's going to be absolutely... No, it's not going to be fun at all. The only good thing you have about this ship is that her health. But let me start at the beginning. So she is a matchmaking tier 7.0, alright? So she's going up against Gneisenau's, Nelson's, Rodney's, Colorado's, ships like that. You do have 4 twin 15-inch guns, which, yes, is pretty good, but at this tier, it is being outclassed. You're pretty much just a nerfed Bayern put at a higher tier. So, Bayern, okay, well, she has a lot of secondaries. Well, we do have secondaries on this ship, but not as many. And we have single 88mm guns, but not the twins that Bayern gets, which are really, really good because they high explosive. Our guns are pretty much the same, and our AA is the worst out of all battleships at this tier. It's not even modeled on the deck. I guess the 88s, that's all you have pretty much, or at least that's all that's modeled. Absolutely worse. So right off the bat, you can see our AA is trash. Our secondaries, only 4 kilometers. So even building her as a full secondary build is probably not a good idea. For speed, you go 26.5 knots. Okay, that is faster than Bayern, but Bayern goes 25 knots. So you're only getting a 1.8 knots, pretty much. And you lose secondaries, you lose AA. Yeah, so as of right now, nothing too substantial. Like I said, her health is the only redeeming point. She does have a lot of health for this tier, but even then, it's not a lot. She's only like 3rd or 4th from the top. So you're still outclassed in that regards, and I can expect your armor to be kind of trash, and your maneuverability to be trash as well, since you're so long. And she's kind of, well, pretty much a battle cruiser, so your armor, I'm assuming a lot of good citadel capability underneath the main turrets as well, especially right here. This looks like it's going to be a very weak spot, especially if you can shoot it like this at an angle. I'll probably go right through the armor. So as of right now, this ship is a pile of garbage, in my opinion. She may have some other redeeming qualities, such as, I don't know, some kind of consumable, but I highly doubt it. You don't really get many of those at tier 7. Also, just keep in mind that this is a tier 7, which means she'll be compared to Gneisenau, which Gneisenau also has 15-inch guns. Though she does have 1 turret less, I would say that they're better, at least more accurate. You have decent secondaries. You have torpedoes, you have speed, and you have armor, and you have really good AA. A full spec AA Gneiss now is actually pretty decent as well if you don't want to use your secondaries. And she, no, I don't think she has an aircraft. No, she has a catapult, but no aircraft. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure what they want this ship to do or what the redeeming qualities of this ship are, but it's not exactly spectacular. At matchmaking tier point 7, it's going to be trash. However, I could see it better at a 6.0 or even a 5.5 next to Bayern, but 7.0, it's going to be really, really, really rough. Now, also, remember, you can purchase her for gems afterwards. So as a 7.0 matchmaking battleship, I guess the two closest gem battleships would be the French Dunkirk and the Italian Andrea Doria. Both of these are really, really good ships. They do only have 13-inch guns, so yes, Ersatz Yorck does have an advantage there in terms of, well, bigger gun caliber. But even then, Dunkirk is amazing. She's fast, she has good guns, she has good AA. Her secondaries are actually pretty decent too against smaller ships. She has a plane. She can even equip a speed boost, so she can sail around at over 40 knots or so. Andrea Doria, she doesn't have as fancy consumable, but she does have really, really good AA, even some secondaries as well. Her main guns are pretty reliable. Her armor's okay. And her speed and maneuverability are pretty good as well. She's a pretty fast battleship at this tier. So overall, between these three gem battleships, Anastasiorc would be the very last one I would ever get. Dunkirk and Andrea Doria are pretty similar. Well, I shouldn't say similar, but they're pretty similar in terms of effectiveness and play. So I can't really choose between which one of those two is better, but they are both definitely better than whatever junk this is. So as of right now, I'm not very happy with the way the ship is. Like I said, maybe there's something special about her that we just can't see yet. But from her base stats, there's really nothing special about the ship at all. Alright, so enough rambling on. You want to see the mission. So it's nothing spectacular. We're going to be using a 9.6 battleship. We're going to use Louisiana, or as I have the sister ship, Ohio. We have long-range fast shell guns. I have her kind of spec'd for secondaries, which are kind of useful. Her AA is pretty good as well, and her armor, if you know how to angle, is pretty reliable, and she gets a speed boost. So we're going to toss ourselves into this event. It's just an everyday challenge. How much does it take? Oh, it costs 150 of your fuel, so you can only do it once a day. That's why it's probably called an everyday challenge. And we're just going to do it by ourselves because I already know what we're going up against. So it's a bunch of tier 9 battleships versus tier 8 battleships. So on our side, we have a Frete de Gros, a Lion, a Key, a Wisconsin, an Alsace, and a Monarch. And we're going up against a Victorious, a Kaliningrad, Vittorio Veneto, Vanguard, Ashitaka, Indiana, a Markgraf, Jean Bart, Holzendorf, Seattle, Albemarle, and a Selfridge. So pretty much every tier 8 battleship you can think of. Let's see here. What else? Well, they don't have Lenin and they don't have Navarino. But those are literally the only two battleships, I think, at this tier. Well, no, they don't have a North Carolina either. Interesting. Well, regardless, there is a ton of battleships. There is a Victorious, which is notorious for having really strong dive bombers against battleships. So the bigger a target you are, the harder you're going to be hit by that. But you don't actually really see Victorious until the very end, which is a blessing and a curse. Blessing because you can actually take out everything else between then, but a curse because you can't take it out at the beginning of the game and not have to worry about it at all. So we're going to go this way. I was able to clear this with Svetsky Soyuz the first time. I've only done this mission once. It wasn't terrible. I did actually end up losing my front turret, but I was able to clear it without any hassle. And all you have to do is kind of work over targets as you see them. We're going to use one of our speed boosts. It lasts for 3 minutes, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, we're just gonna slowly work them over. You don't want to get too close. I mean, they're tier 8 battleships. There are scarier things to be going up against, but they're still not ships to be underestimated. It's like Vanguard got hit by one of its own ships. Got a Citadel, nice. There's a Kaliningrad. These ships are notorious for just exploding on contact with any large caliber round. If we can see her. Oh no. Let's see. Right at the beginning, you just want to punish as many broadsides as possible. Once they angle, you just find a new battleship and send some shells their way. Like, you do only have 8 16-inch guns, which on paper for 9.6 and 10.0 matchmaking battleships is the worst alpha of every single ship. But I mean, you have really good shell velocity. Your A is really good as well. And I mean, yeah, your accuracy is good too. You are a Montana sniper, so to say. But you do lose 4 of your guns. But if you know how to, or where to shoot, I should say, you should have no problem with it. I don't think that's enough lead, but we're going to try. Alright, so we're turning around a little bit here. Let's see, did that hit? Oh, they are going to hit. Nice. We're just going to punish the ships on this side now. They're all behind islands right now. So we just gotta wait for them to appear. What are you guys doing over here? Oh, the Kaliningrad's out. Assuming she doesn't maneuver, let's see if we can nail her. Oh. Oh, well no if we Citadel her, at least. We got a couple hits. But she was a tad farther away than I gave lead for. Alright, so let's see if we can work on this jump part a bit. Now, if you're not familiar with my channel, a lot of these names are ships of, well, other ships in this game, or they're just the sister ship names. So, for example, Markgraf is just a Tirpitz, Jean Bart is a Richelieu, Ohio is just a Louisiana. You can kind of get the idea. But they are all tier 9 ships on my side, and tier 8 ships on the opposing side. Let's see if we can... What kind of angle? No, that's not a good angle. Alright, let's go back to Holzendorf here. I wouldn't really recommend a secondary brawling battleship. I mean, yes, it'll do damage, but if you're that close, they're probably going to be focusing on you, and if you have, well, this many tier 8 battleships focusing on you, it's not going to work out for you very well. We just lost our first battleship. That was Line. Not that hard. I mean, she was fairly exposed over there. And you just kind of chunk battleships as they see you, or you see them, I should say. Markgraf is over there on the island. Ooh, you should be going down to that pretty soon, so we're going to shoot something else then. About this Ashitaka or Amagi. Probably could turn around again. On my shells. Nice, got a Citadel. Alright, so now we have... Well, we're actually able to take down 2 ships. Let's see what we got. Holzendorf and the Jean Bart. Nice, so the Bismarck went down as well. And finish up these Ashitaka. Alright, so there's the Victoria. So she does start sending out her planes now. Or at least is now. I do have pretty decent AA on my Ohio here. It's not the best it could be, but it's definitely not terrible. Alright, so we're going to angle towards those battleships and take on Indiana and Mark Graf over here because they have my broadside currently. Another Citadel, nice. A little too much lead, but that's alright. And we're just going to focus on these two for a little bit. Though they're not really giving us good angles, unfortunately. So let's just try and aim for the upper superstructure and see if we can get any pens that way. Yep, we got 3 of them. Nice. So Indiana's going to come around here in a moment. Let's just send one more salvo towards Ashitaka here. Let's see if we can finish her off with another Citadel or two. There we go. Alright, so there's another battleship down. Did the Indiana go down? Nope, there she is right there. Let's finish her off. Are you going to run into Tirpitz? No. And that should finish you off there as well. There's the Victorious. We can see her for the first time. The 2 cruisers should be near her as well. So that Seattle and the Albemarle. Also, maybe the Selfridge. We haven't seen the Selfridge at all yet. Alright, so let's send some shells towards the Tirpitz here. We're going to ignore the carrier for right now. And just work on these battleships. Alright, so there's a Kaliningrad. Maybe we can finish her off from here. She does have a very weak broadside armor. So if we can hit her with enough shells, she should just go poof and sink. Oh, but she's angling, so probably not. Yeah, we missed her altogether. She maneuvered. Alright, that's fine. Let's just go back to the Tirpitz then. Who is also maneuvering. But we still were able to get a good amount of penetrations on her. So there's only 4 battleships left. We have Veneto, Vanguard, Kaliningrad, and the Tirpitz. So we're almost done. Oh, there's Kaliningrad again. Alright, maybe she won't maneuver this time. There we go. That's what I was looking for. 2 citadels, and she just kind of goes all the way down. Alright, there's one of the cruisers. Not too worried about her. Oh, there's the Vanguard. She's deciding to shoot me now. Lucky me. Aimed at the Nento. Actually ended up hitting the Vanguard, but that's fine. Yeah, that was actually a pretty respectable hit. You know, we're going to just chill here for a moment. We're going to angle ourselves. And we're just going to finish off. Oh, wow. Really? 3 citadels on Vanguard? Wait, what did I even hit? I didn't hit the Vanguard. Did I get the Albemarle? I got the Albemarle. Couldn't even see her. I guess we'll finish off you first. And since you have the largest guns, there you go, next. go after the Vanguard here. See if we can finish her up. Some good damage. Okay, so the Tirpitz went down as well. How's my team looking? We still have an Alzis, a Monarch, and a Fredidagros in varying states of survivability, I guess. Alright, let's go back into the fray here. Because this Vanguard's about to go down, and I need eyes on the Veneto if I want to do anything to her. And there's Victorious. So she's probably going that way with the Destroyer and the Cruiser. So Veneto's over here all by herself. We're actually going to rotate our guns and start heading up to the northwest to take on that Victorious eventually. Let's pop another heal. We've mitigated a lot of our damage so far. As you can see, if you know how to angle with Montana and Ohio, you can bounce a lot of shells or just make them just do nothing at all. I don't know if I'll be able to hit Veneto, because I think the wreck of the Vanguard is going to block her, or protect her at least. But we're going to try. We actually got some. And damaged the main gun, that's always nice. Victorious is under attack. Let's see what we have here. All this is burning. And those two are pretty much fine. But yeah, those dive bombers from Victorious, they are very, very nasty to deal with. And they do set lots of fires as well. So not only is it straight bomb damage, but then you have to deal with the resulting fires afterwards. So a little bit of damage here and there. There's the Seattle, and there's the Selfridge. Going up next to an Alzis should mean that it's dead, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. We're just going to keep racing northwest here, putting as many shells as we can into Veneto. We're going to take a little bit of damage here. My angle is not good enough to bounce, but I want to get past this island. So we're just going to take the hit and keep going. Try to get those past. Didn't work. That's fine. Alright, so Selfridge is going to be under attack from a lot of secondary, so she should go down to that. But she may send some torpedoes out and sink one of them, but that's alright. Yep, we lost one. We lost the Alzis. But that Selfridge should be pretty damaged. Let's see. I think she's about half health. Not as much as I expected, but if she's going to get close to that Frete de Gros, then she's going to go down really, really quickly. Yeah, I can't really afford the angle here. Nah, she's going to go down here soon anyways. So I'm probably going to take another beating from the 15-inch guns from Veneto. But I do have 2 heals still, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about it. And she should be gone here in the next salvo or 2. Probably this one, I would hope. Oh, she's healing. And hopefully now we'll be able to finish her off. Let's see. She just has a little bit of health each time. Might as well pop a heal. Be nice if one of my other battleships could finish her off. But we're gonna have to wait until we can see her again to do that. That's fine. Victorious and Seattle are over there. Don't have any more speed boosts, unfortunately. But we are still pretty fast at 32.5 knots. I do have speed boosts and health buffs applied, so this is not the base ship. So when you choose to, or if you do get Louisiana, You do have to work her a bit to get to this position, but she is still a very, very good ship. There we go, takes care of you. And now, that Selfridge is still alive. So Monarch's on that side. Alright, so the secondaries on FDR just now pretty much opened up. So she should go down relatively quickly. And now we're going to try and cut off the carrier and the cruiser on this side of the island here. Yep, there goes the destroyer. How's our team looking? Monarch has a little bit of damage, probably from the carrier. But other than that, we're fine. Yeah, I got one last heal. It'll be ready in about 20 seconds or so. Time to take on the carrier and the cruiser, which is in Oregon City. I have renamed the sister ship of Oregon City, Seattle. That's why you see that. And we just got to get around this island. The islands on this map, there's not many of them, but they are just perfectly placed to always be an inconvenience to you. And you just have to slowly work at it. Looks like Victorious is coming. Oh, actually, no, she's not coming this way. She's aground, which is perfect for us. We got to take her out, and then we can deal with the cruiser afterwards. It's fine. We're just slowly making our way this way. Alright, so here we should be able to get some shots off on her pretty soon. We can overmatch you, so we're going to go right through your nose here. And go 3 hits, 1 overpen. There's the cruiser. But I need to take out this carrier. Can I take her out? Yeah, nice, there we go. And now we just have the 1 cruiser left, which does not terrify me in the least. I'm actually going to pop a heal just because. And let's see if you just explode like a carrier. So that one. Well, 4 shells, 4 citadels. Nice. Alright, so let's see how we ended up doing. This was actually pretty easy compared to when I did it with Svetsky Soyuz. 585,000 damage, 9 ships sunk, 231 shell hits, 8 aircraft shot down, 17 citadels, 2 modules destroyed. You can see here we even got over 24,000 base XP. In points we got 4,950. And all that was from armor piercing. No fires, no HE, no secondaries, no nothing. And yeah, it's not a hard mission. You do have to kind of take it one step at a time though. You have to work on what targets is best for you. If you're using a ship that focuses on armor piercing, aim for broadsides. If the ship is in an angle, just switch targets to one that is giving you a broadside. If you're using high explosive, just light 1 or 2 fires on every single ship you can and just go back between them all and let the fires burn them down. If you're using torpedoes, I don't really know how I would recommend you using torpedoes. Speaking of torpedoes, we can take a look at the sister ship for Somers really quick. I've renamed her Jouet, which is another Somers class destroyer. This is kind of what it looks like. The blue doesn't really kind of work, in my opinion, but it's not bad camo. I kind of like it, actually. But yeah, so this is new camo. Going back to the event, though, yeah, if you're using armor piercing, focus on broadsides, high explosive, just light a fire on everything and let the fires burn the ships down. If you're using carriers, depending on what carrier and what tier it is, see if you can at least take down a battleship each strike, or at least make her wounded enough that your team can finish her off. If you're using destroyers, well, I don't know how easy it's going to be because the ships start out at really, really long ranges. and you're going to have to get really close. And with all the air cover, with the spotter planes and the carrier itself, I don't think torpedo strikes are going to be the best. I mean, if they're aground, yeah, that's easy. You just aim in their direction, fire, and then they'll hit the target. But I don't know. I mean, if you can go for it, but I would recommend a battleship. Cruiser, possibly, depending on how good you are with it. As long as you don't get broadside, you should be fine. And carrier, if you use a high tier carrier like tier 10 or even tier 9, then you should have no problem. But tier 8 battleships do have, or at least some of them, do have really, really good AA. So you definitely want to be careful about that. And with that, we'll wrap up today's video. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe for further content. And I will see you all next time. Hopefully, we will get Black Prince pretty soon. At least next update. She was previewed in the one before this, and then this one she got an update. So hopefully the next one she'll come out, because I'm very excited to play her. And maybe we'll even get a preview of the tier 10 heavy cruiser for Britain. That's the one that looks like she has the quadruples. Maybe she also has 8-inch, maybe she gets 9-inch like Black Prince. We'll see. But again, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.